Imagine being a parent and having to make some of the hardest and earliest choices for your child. How can you be quite sure you're making the right decision? Many parents are struggling with the thought of enrolling their children into early educational programs. There are many benefits to those parents who choose to send their children into early educational schooling. These will be addressed throughout our speech. The United States is falling behind due to the lack of enrollment in early educational programs for children. Children in the community are the future of our society. If children do not obtain the type of education they need, we wouldn't have a strong or successful community, and that could possibly be detrimental to the lives of many in the society. During this speech, we'll be talking about the benefits of early educational schooling, along with how the United States ranks among other countries, what the alternate options are for parents making these heavily weighted decisions, how early educational programs can create a more prosperous America, and what laws and regulations can set in order to allow educational scores to soar in the United States. First, we would like to discuss how scores affect preschool enrollment worldwide and how the United States ranks among other countries based on test scores. Scores effect on preschool enrollment. According to an article called Investing Our Futures, the United States ranks 14th out of 40 countries based on test scores. These tests contain cognitive and attainment principles that many students use in grade school. According to an article from the University of Harvard on the science of early childhood development, a majority of a child's learning ability comes from its first 7 years of early education, which is the start of their educational tract. These are the most important years. What a child learns in these years is a building stone on what they can potentially accomplish in their future. So the only question here is, why are less parents choosing to enroll their children into school at such a young age? The amount of children enrolled in preschool and in kindergarten from the year 2000 to the present statistically has not changed much. And after all the studies that have been done in proving how beneficial early educational programs can be, why are more parents making this decision? Next, we will discuss how early educational development programs can create a better America for you and I.
Alright, I'm Josh, and I'll be talking about the statistical benefits of early childhood education. Early childhood education benefits America greatly in the chase for prosperity. Preschool focuses on a few core concepts that improves the lives of the children attending it. According to an article written by Laurie Anderson called The Effectiveness of Early Childhood Development Programs, the main goals of preschool include increasing cognitive and intellectual performance, improve social interaction skills, and influence supportive home environments. But you may be wondering if this is even effective. Does preschool really make a difference? What are the long-term benefits of it? Well, the High Scope Research Organization was doing the exact same thing in 1962. So they conducted an experiment of 43 years that became known as the High Scope Perry Preschool Study. Okay, so they had, in 1962, they separated 123 children into two groups, and these children were born in poverty with high risk of failing in school. Half received a high-quality preschool education, and half did not. Tests and records were taken annually from ages 3 to 11, and then again at age 14, 15, 19, 27, and 40. Across all data collected over those years, only 6% was missing due to illnesses or they couldn't make it, and the data collected proved time and time again the benefits. At age 5, 39% more kids had an IQ of at least 90 in the preschool group than in the control group. And test scores were 34% better at age 14, homework was 23% better at 15, and 17% more graduated from high school. 19% less were arrested at least 5 times by the age of 40, and 20% more were making at least $20,000 annually at the age of 40. These are just a few of the many statistics collected from the High Scope Perry study. And also, there's a huge economic convenience to America. Per dollar spent at the High School Perry study, $12.90 were received back. That's a 12.9%, it's 12.9 times better than what it previously. And this money was returned due to taxes and from increased incomes and from reduced crimes, having to pay for less judicial stuff. All right, today I talked about the statistical benefits. Now I'll turn you over to Rudy, who will talk to you about solutions to this problem.
Alright, as he said, I'm Rudy, and I'll just be covering a couple solutions that we have to better the preschool systems and overall better the education system. So, with statistics backing us up, early childhood development programs have proven that they are helpful for children and that we must utilize this knowledge for the better good for them, but for everyone in general. Right now, only 3 states have universal pre-K programs. And many times for other states, even if they do have pre-K programs, they're severely underfunded. So the first thing that we have to do is make sure that every state has a pre-K program that is funded. And one of our ways that we thought of this would, for passing a bill at federal level to set a minimum for how much pre-K programs must be funded. Now, this is a little iffy because some education programs are already being cut, but we feel, as we said earlier, for every dollar spent on any early childhood program, we get about $12.9 back. So if the government decides to invest in this bill, it would help us in the long run, not the short run. And many times people are only focused on the short run. But for these children, the long run is what matters. And especially many times children in low-income families, as we stated, are the ones that are most impacted by this. Sometimes low-income families, their children are blamed for their failures just because that's who they are, that's how they were raised. But if we put them through good early childhood development programs, we could change this and set them all up for success. This will give equal opportunity to all children, no matter the income level that their parents make. With more children set up for success instead of failure throughout the U.S., this won't just improve in the short run, it will improve all children's education performances throughout all of high school and college and then in the workforce. If these changes are enacted, the U.S. will soon be back in the running for good education programs, and we won't be falling behind like we are now. Due to the lack of enrollment in early childhood programs, the U.S. has been falling behind in this education system, but we can make a change. Evidence proves the correlation between early childhood programs and the amount of success achieved by each individual. We have discovered this is why the U.S. is falling behind, but nothing is being done. To change this, we must fund programs and make sure each child can easily attend these programs. Now, with the big election year coming to an end, make sure that you look at all candidates for any office to see if they care about early childhood programs to better our education system. And if it's studying for finals or toddlers learning how to count, education is an important part in every youth's life. So we must make sure that everyone is set up for success, not failure.